Hi, today I'm going to take you through the final stages of frame prep for the Centurion LeMans RS 650B conversion build I've been working on forever. I've certainly been sporadic with build videos for this one, but it's because I've actually been sporadic working on it. Now, today I needed to spread the stays, keep the dropouts and the derailleur hanger aligned. Nothing you haven't seen a million build videos about, so I won't go into super detail here. But having done this a bunch of times, I can impart a few small pieces of advice. A little goes a long way, first of all. We want to go from 126 millimeters between the dropouts, which was pretty standard with 1980s road bikes with anything up to 7 speeds. Modern hubs, at least modern until recently, are around 130 millimeters wide. I've worked on bikes where I just sprung out the stays a bit, jammed a 130 millimeter wheel in there, and it's just fine. But these chain stays and seat stays in the Centurion are a little stiff, I found. And it's good form, I think, just to make sure they match up. It's easier on your bearings, your shifting will be more accurate in the end, etc., etc. But yeah, it's just 2 millimeters on each side, which is not a lot. I had plans to cover the bottom bracket shell with black spray paint, but I love using these paint pens. It's not 100% paint on this, so who cares? It adds a little bit of flair to any build, I think. A little personalization. I love the built-in gable guides on this bottom bracket shell, by the way. Pretty awesome, pretty pro. The full carbon Fuji SST you see here is getting decommissioned because I finally admitted to myself that it's way too big for me and it can only fit a 23 millimeter tire in the rear. I'm donating the wheels for now because this is a 650B conversion. These are 700C wheels. Maybe some of the pedals and some of the cockpit. Not some of the pedals, the pedals and some of the cockpit. It was a neat bike, but it just didn't get the crawl enough to keep it on the road. I used the spare wheel that I use for my derailleur alignment. It's actually got a Dura Ace hub, by the way. I want to make sure that's straight after you're jamming everything around it back there. And since I had the frame all stripped down, the final bit was getting a little fluid film in there. It's lanolin oil, smells like sheep, which is great. Preserve this frame as long as I'm riding it, at least. At this point, the sun was coming out, and I was getting a little rushy, wanting to put more parts on. I was tripping over stuff and making a mess. So I decided to stop for the day and go for a quick ride on my Fuji single speed. I built this bike like 7 years ago, and other than some cockpit comfort changes, I have literally not had to touch it. It works absolutely perfectly. Sort of like that's the single speed point, you know? It's very simple, not much to it. Super fun bike. So I'll take you out on a little ride around the neighborhood to close out this video, and I'll be hanging parts on the Centurion soon. That's the only thing I got left to do is build it. So stay tuned.